Hi, Aruna. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Right. I can't see you, so we'll on video and see whether the camera is working.
Yeah, let me try. Okay. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
It,
Okay.
right, Aruna. You can also share your screen and see whether we have any problems with it. Uh, do you have any videos or anything that you need to share the audio with?
And not now. Uh, no, no, no. Sorry.
All
So,
right. Okay.
yes.
Then we'll share it and see.
All right. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see your wallpaper.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Okay, Aruna. Then
Yeah.
we'll.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, it's visible. Okay, Aruna. So we'll start at 6 o'clock once the students join.
Yeah.
Until
Sure.
then, we can wait. Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
So good evening, everyone. So I can still see students are joining with us right now. So that's okay. So let's start the session now. So a very good evening to all of you again. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you joining with us today for the sixth and the final session of the Industry Readiness Workshop series, jointly organized by the SLAS Section E3 Computer Science, the IEEE Computer Society Sri Lanka's chapter, and the IFS. So, I am Dilrukshi Sirivardhana, and I have the pleasure of being your moderator for today's evening. So, before we begin, let me extend our sincere gratitude to the organizers for bringing this impactful workshop series to life. Over the past few weeks, we have had the privilege of hearing from outstanding industry professionals from the IFS who have shared their insights to help students bridge the gap between the academic learning and the professional success. So before we dive in, let me give you a quick reminder of some housekeeping guidelines. So the first one is please keep your microphones muted during the session to avoid any background noises. The second one, so if you have a question during the presentation, you can type it in the Zoom chat box and we will be addressing them during the Q&A session towards the end of the session. And a post session feedback form will be shared at the end. So please take a few minutes of your time to fill it out as well. So today's topic, leveraging internships to launch your IT career, is one that can truly shape the trajectory of your professional journey. So we are honored to welcome Mr. Aruna Nagavatta, the Senior Manager, Application Framework at IFS. So, with over 18 years of experience in the software engineering industry, Mr. Arunab has built an impressive career spanning finance, healthcare, manufacturing, operations, as well as e commerce. So, some highlights from his professional journey include leading and mentoring a team of over 60 engineers, fostering innovation and continuous learning, driving major system architecture and cloud migration initiatives to improve operational efficiency, successfully delivering scalable platforms and healthcare applications with real world business impact, technical expertise in Angular, React, and Agile or Scrum methodologies. So, in his current role, Mr. Aruna oversees end to end software development, aligning solutions with user needs and business goals. His passion for solving complex problems through technology has made him a respected leader and an innovator in the industry. So let's warmly welcome Mr. Aruna Nagavatta to share his insights with us. The session is now over to you, Mr. Aruna.
Thank you, Dilrukshi. You can hear me clear, right?
Yes, Mr. Aruna, we can hear
Right.
you.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. And good evening, everyone. I know your mics and the videos are closed and mics are mute, so we can use the chat if you have any concerns, anything. And let's start the session. All right. Okay. So this will be a bit of interactive session, right? So I will ask some questions and I expect you to engage with the chat activity. You can type the chat, then I can read it out, and based on that I can give the feedbacks and we can keep it interactive. All right, let's dive into the session then. All right, so what we are going to discuss today is leveraging internship and launching your IT career. All right. So this is the topic we are going to discuss, and I will keep the session to like within a 1 hour or so. All right. So we'll get like almost 1 hour for ask the questions, because I can give you the what you need to know, but it doesn't resolve your personal problems you are facing day to day. Right. So you can come to the chat and ask the questions. I will try to understand as much as I can, so I'll give a little bit more time for the questions and the answer sessions. So let's start. All right. So today agenda is the first we are doing the introductions. What is the internships and why it's matter, and understand and the importance of the internships, finding the right internships and making the most of your internships, and transition from the internship to the full-time employee, and the Q&A sessions. So let's go to the introduction. Right. So as all you know, with the current technology on the IT industry or the tech stacks, right? It's changing day to day basis. It's changing very rapidly. Sometimes it's very hard for us to catch up. When you, especially when you are in the education sector, the syllabus is updated like every 5 years, and so you are behind 5 years from the latest technology, right? So that's why we need these internships to catch up with what we missed, right? So let's say whether you are coding the your first step, managing the database, or the supporting the cybersecurity effects, yeah, right? Whatever field you are trying to get into, right? When you are passing out from the education academic sector, right, you will have to catch up with the industry. So what is the best way to catch up, right? So that's why we are introducing the internships. You are getting into the internship, so you have the opportunity to work with the industry to catch up with the what you have missed so far. All right. So I'm going to do the ice breaking activity. Right. Please type the answers what you feel. Right. So I'm going to ask the questions. Don't enter it separately. I'll give you like a 1 minute time to type it. When I said enter it, everybody can enter the your answers. Right. So that will be fun, right? So the my question is, when you get out from the your university life, from the academic life, what is your career goal? What do you want to be as a profession? You can start typing now. I'll take a 1 minute, right? Then you can enter. All right, start typing. Another 30 seconds. 15 more. Oh, somebody is in a hurry. All right, let's enter. Wow. Nice. Well, there's like 185 people in here. I've seen maybe 30, 40. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll yeah. So starting from the beginning, pharmaceutical chemist, become a system engineer, AI develop engineer, project manager, data analysis, web developer, software engineer, data engineer, QA engineer. Okay, a lot of in the IT sector, front end developer, initially as a software developer, be a lecturer in the change of cybersecurity. Good. Software engineer, cloud engineer, cybersecurity analysis, data digital artist. All right. Okay. There's a lot. All right. Thank you very much being participating on that. So whatever the field you are choosing, right? When I will talk about more related to the IT industry, but other industries as well. This is a fact. Everything is changing, but IT and the technology face of the phases are changing too fast. right? Sometimes every 6 months, 3 months, you get the major release, major version release with the softwares you using, right? So how we going to do that, catch up with this technology, right? Sorry, give me 2 seconds. All right, okay. So to go, before we go there, we need to understand the importance of the internships, right? As I mentioned before, internships, what we why we are doing it, right? To get a match up with the industrial expertise, industrial technologies, and whatever the latest trends in the industry. Because we have a gap, we are trying to fill it with the combine with the industrial expert and do it together, right? So the benefits, we are doing it, so you get the practicals, hands-on experience beyond the classroom you have learned, because majority of the syllabus is a little bit outdated. As I said, they don't have the opportunity to change it every year, right? It will be huge work, so they're taking several years to update, change the content what you are studying, right? So in this case, when you have the practical internship with the industry, you get the practical hands-on experience. So then you get to know there are different paths than what you just type. Some have type software engineer, software cybersecurity, some say the pharmaceutical chemist, right? UI UX engineers. There are a lot, right? But when you get into the industry, you will get the more experience and you get to know there's a more than what you know, what you learn, right? So you get the explore different career paths in the industries. Then you can build a professional network, right? Building the professional network is matter, because in the long run, this network is going to help you navigate through your career. You can ask for a mentorship, support, help, something you don't know. To do that, you need to create that professional network, right? So doing this, we can bring the knowledge of the real world and the academic world, right? There's a gap, we can bring that gap very close. And the key role is, right, you get to do the whatever the job you would like to do and have with the hands-on experience, right? You will learn while you are working. It's make you ready for the, when you pass out from the university, that makes you ready for the industry. That's why a university doesn't give you the internship on the first year or the second year, because it's too long. And while you are finished the university, it will be another too much change. So when it's close to the finish your education, academic years, right, then they are putting into the industry to get this experience. Those are the benefits and the importance of the being interns in the industry. So, all right. I told, yeah, I explained these things. Sorry, my bad. And job ready skills, as I mentioned. All right, let's go to the next slide. So, definition and the types of the internships. Internships, there are a lot, like 7, 8 internships, right? So, internship is short-term supervised works experience offered by the organizations to the students, recent graduates, or the career changes. When you think about the students, recent graduates, and the career change, they everybody will be new to that what they are going to be doing next. Students, they will be new. Recent graduates, they will be new to the industry. And if you're changing your career, right, which is, you are going to be new to the new role you are going to pick, right? So there will be several internship. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I will mention few, right? So one is the paid internship. Majority of the industries doing the paid internships, which is you get something as a payment or the salary while you are doing your internships. right? The second one is the unpaid. You are learning from the industry, but for that time, you are spending with the industry, you don't get paid. And the third one is the virtual internships, right? It could be a paid one or the unpaid one, right? So apart from these main three, there are a few several. One of that academic credit internships. So you need to do the internships to get the academic credits to fulfill your academic qualifications. And there will be some summer internships which is not happening in Sri Lanka, but there is a category. And the cooperative education internships, eh? Then research internships, government and non-profit organization internships, right? So there are several internships out there, but majority of the IT industry, I will talk about the IT industry. Majority of the IT industries will be paid internships, right? So benefits. I talk about the importance. Now we will talk about the benefits, right? So the first main one is your career development, right? You are starting your work with this. So you can clarify your goals where I want to be. Let's say you want to be a software engineer, but you are not sure it's the back end or the front end, right? So you go to the industry and you do the internships, then you get a clear idea, clear goals, what I really want to do, right? The second one is skill enhancement. The university doing the great job training you, the giving you the skill set and the experience, but when it's come to the industrial, it's a totally next level. You need to be top of your games. The coding, analytics, soft skills, communications, teamwork, everything need to be come to the next level. So internships is one of the fast way to bring it that to the skill enhancement. The third one, right? You get to meet the industrial expert. You can create your own network, connect with the mentors, ask for the support, as I mentioned before, right? You can gain the referrals, recommendations for the your next career, right? So that is you get from the networking. Then you need you will add it. This will add it to your resume as a skill, as a qualification. You did something additional apart from the academic qualifications. You have the experience being in the industry. You know, you have the idea how the industry is work, what I have to do in the industry, right? So these qualifications add your CV, and you can get to the better job opportunities than you plan for. You can go to the better companies or the higher paying salaries or the other benefits what you have. Whatever you are choosing as a factor to choose the job, you can better than without the internships. The last one is the personal growth. Doing this, you will lift up yourself to the next level. Will be expert, little bit expert than you are just came out from the university or just changed your career. You know a little bit more than you were before. So you start growing yourself into that directions, right? So to do that, we can't do the whatever the internships we can get the hands on, right? So finding the right internship can be the game changer. It will be the your life changer, right? So I will explain how to find the right internships from the right places and what are the things you want to look for it when you're looking for the internships, right? So when it's when we are researching these opportunities, right? So you need to do a few research by yourself to get top of your game, to understand where you want to be, right? So you need to define your goals. First you need to think what I want to be, right? So the second year you think, I want to be software engineer. When it comes to the third year, the soft coding is hard, then I want to be a BA. It could be changed. It's happened even to me, right? So don't worry about it, you will find the right one, right? So then define your goals in next 5 years. Where I you want to be? If I want to be a software engineer, what I want to develop as a skill, what strong industries, which country, which region, those things. Sometimes you want to work close to your home, sometimes far away, where the opportunities the more than you can get it from, right? So those are the things you need to find. Traveling, right? This is something I can do, right? Those are the things, basic general things, but defining your goals, where would you want to be, is a very important, right? Sometimes you prefer the hybrid workspace, or the full time in the office, or the full time remote, w- anything you prefer. You need to define, this is what I would like to do. Set up the goals. Then what we are going to do, we go and do the either Google search, or the LinkedIn, or the Indeed, or the Glassdoor, whatever the platforms available to us. The previously you can use the newspapers and those things, but since we are on a digital world, whatever the platform, go and research the jobs you previously define, previously you choose, you have done the research, set the goals I want to be, right? So then then you can go to the university career fairs, or the career centers, right? They will help you to find a better internships. Talk to the dean, the department heads. They will be able to find you something better, right? Oh, you, if you are interested in the companies, you know their websites. We can go and look for their career pages, or browse through. You will find what you're looking for. If not, if not, you created the network, right? You are creating the network in LinkedIn, whatever the media, the platforms. You're creating the network. You can reach out to that network. Say, okay, I'm looking for something like this, and you can ask for a help. That is a all. That's also another way, right? So let's say you find the internships, right? Don't send your same resume for every company. It's not going to work, right? You could have used the sorry, um you could have used the same the CV, but sometimes the different companies required a different, maybe something small change, but that could be the key factor for them to select the candidates. So read the job descriptions properly, tailor made your custom CVs, could do that. Then send it. Make the covering letter same as that. If you had the portfolio, send it tailor made one, right? So the fourth one, you sent it there. Now you done the research, set up your goals, you develop your skill sets, you send the CV. Then next one is interviews. When it's come to the interviews, you can do the another research on the Google or the Glassdoor, the LinkedIn. There are a lot of information out there related to that specific job role. Mock interviews, questions. Majority of those questions will be similar. It's like you are doing the past papers, right? Then you get a better idea what kind of questions, what kind of task you will be facing on the interview. Be ready for everything, right? So I can tell you that some basic questions what we do or ask on the interviews, but I think it would be nice if you do that by yourself, so you will get a better idea. And I'm limited to the sharp 1 hour for these sessions. All right. So evaluate your offers. You might get maybe 2 3 offers if you are very really talented, right? So then how you're going to choose? Sometimes you will choose over the company reputation, maybe with the salary or the other benefits you are getting apart from the salary or the reputations or all of that together, right? Whatever thing you are it suits you, right? You can make the decisions based on that the factors you are looking for. So there are some job roles in the IT industry, software development, right? The software engineering, data scientists, DevOps, AI, ML engineers, QA. Now it's become a QA, quality engineering, all right? And product management, or some people call it the BA, business analysis, UI, UX, and CX, customer experience. HX is a human experience, which is not yet in Sri Lanka, but in the future it will be there. So I'm just giving you the heads up what could be the next, right? Then project management. These are the few key job roles in the IT industry, right? If you have a general idea, you can look for it, or you can do the Google search. You can get the more information about those things. All right. So when you get into the internship, right? You need to make it most. It's need to work for you. You need to be come up with the top game. You need to be top of everything. All right. You just fresh out from the university. Or while you are in the university, you can do the internships as well. But when you get into the internships, right, you need to do few things to survive and be better at what you do. The first thing, we set the goals to get the internship, get the jobs. But when you get into the job or the internships, you need to set up another set of goals. What I'm going to do with this job, what I will do in next 5 years with this job, where I want to be, what's the title I want to have. You need to set that goals from the day one. Then you have a target, you have a focus to be there, to go to. The other thing is the building relationships, professional relationships among the industry. The last one is seeking feedbacks, right? So these are the things, goals related. So I will go in little bit in details, right? Identify your goals, which is I talk about already. Create a plan. So I know where I want to be, so I need to have the plan to be there. Create plan for by yourself. Set up the professional Personal goals. The personal goals can be improve your time management skills, boost your confidence, expand your comfort zone. Sometimes when you're in the university, you have created this bubble comfort zone, but you need to come out of it to be success on the industry. So you need to expand it, right? And you need to develop your mindset. You need to grow it to match with the industry, right? So on the professional goals, right? So you can get the industry specific knowledge, build a strong network, which is going to be a help on the long run. Mm. Then, as I said, giving and receiving the feedback. I'll get that. Sorry. Um, then, when you set these goals, you create a plan. Then you need to track your progress within this time period. I'm going to do this within this time period. Most of the internships will be 6 months or 1 year. All right. So you can't have too many things to do it. It will be overloaded. But set up the realistic goals, create a plan, track the progress by yourself. Have I come to this point on this time? Even if it is a smaller one, if you've done that, you need to celebrate your achievements. Start with the small, then you can do bigger things. Right. So I will talk about a little bit on the when it's come to the building relationships and among other things, right? So building a professional relationships, how it's going to be a matter, right? So it is important for you to create that network, to reach out, look for the another opportunities, maybe it's the support as I mentioned, right? Then you will learn how to have the effective clear communications among your network, right? So then you will know, right? Let's say you ask for help, you are trying to get some mentorships or somebody's help, or you're trying to some help somebody. It could go either way, right? Whatever you're trying to do, you reach out to somebody, then you need to follow up with them. You need to keep it in touch, right? Otherwise it will fall apart. Then you won't grow the professional network. You will create the connection, temporary one, you will lose it. Maybe on the long run you might miss the opportunity because you didn't follow up. Seeking the feedback, this is one of the important, so I will talk only about the important factors, even though there's a lot of things. So the feedback, whatever you do, either you will get good feedback, or the bad feedback, or the neutral one, right? Sometimes you don't get any feedback at all. They won't say anything. So when it happens, you need to reach out to them, your superior or the mentors. I have doing this for this much time. Is there anything I have to improve? What I'm good at? What I shouldn't do? Some mentors, some leaders will come to you and say, "Don't do this. Do this way." Right? If we can do this better, that would be nice. Those kind of feedback. But if they don't give, you need to go to them and ask. Right? So it's the good or the bad or the neutral. Right? So they are trying to say what you have to do, improve yourself to be better on this industry. So feedback will be matters most, because that's how you improve, adjust yourself in the industry to move forward, right? So now you're doing the internships. Let's say you have done 6 months or the 1 year internships. Now it's getting close to finish this internships, right? So if you really like this company, if you really want to work more than a year, more than few years, or you want to work whole your life in this company, then what you need to do next, right? Because you might can ask from the your supervisor or the mentor or the whoever you are working with, what should I do? They might tell you, do this, but it's different from the each and every person, each and every company. But there are common things what you can do. For example, while you are working in the industry, you demonstrate your value. I can do this, I can be this person in next few years. You demonstrate, then they will like, okay, he's doing good. If I hire him in few years, he will become a lead software engineer, lead UI engineer, or the architect, or the management, right? The industry experts can see when you are demonstrating your values, right? So second one is, well, when they offered, all right, maybe something you need to have more. Let's say either it could be your salary increments a little bit or the other benefits. So you need to negotiate. Or take the experience and look for another company. It could be that as well. You can go for a full time, right? So now I'm going to tell you how to demonstrate your values, right? Part of it is, since you are coming new to the industry, you actively engage, show them, I am interested, I want to be here, I want to know more, I have this passion. First few months you can do that. Then when you start working on it, right, you can demonstrate what you have done. You can participate on the discussions in the technical or any other related to your jobs in details on deep discussions. Listen to them, get what you need to develop. Then next time when you're doing the presentation or the demonstration, you can show them, this is something I have done. This is how far I have improved last few months because of your internships or the guidance or the mentorships. So that is showcasing the skills. The second one, you can build your relationships. This is this relationship is within your organizations, with your colleagues, supervisors, maybe managers, whoever you are working with. Make yourself visible to them. Make them influencer. Even though you are young in the company, make them reach out to you. And third one is, you can contribute that. preparation for the discussions. When you are going for the discussions, there will be a lot of discussions in the industry because this is too fast changing. Participate actively. Do the research before you go to the discussion. Get some ideas. When you are reading something or some article, you might get a different idea which could be more valuable to the company. So be part of that discussion, contribute what you have. So it will highlight your value. It will bring you to the noticeable person or the interns. There will be several interns in the same team or the same company. So you will be coming top of the game, right? If you want to survive, if you want to be a permanent part of this company, you need to do these things is an exceptional level. Then there's no doubt you will definitely get the long term employment. So we need, when you're getting into the permanent positions, there are few things you need to do yourself. Even though you will be highly skilled, talented, motivated, everything you have, what they're looking for. But if you ask for the salary or the package or the other benefits, which is company can't afford or it's not in the industry standards, you will get rejected. They will take that employment back. So before you offer it, before you negotiating it, do the research. Software engineer in the IT industry, how much they get paid? You get the rough idea, generic idea. Okay, this experience guys, they are taking this much in this company, this much, another company, this much. So some place in between, right? So evaluate that package, and this is the salary I can live with until the next promotion. This is the salary I can manage. Right? The second one is the benefits on the other packages. It could be life insurance, travel allowances. mm, It could be transports, whatever the other packages. It could be retirement plan, bonus. Those are also other package apart from the salary. That's called total package. Right? Sometimes you might not need the bigger salary, but you might need a benefits, bigger health insurance, or the bit of bonus increments than what you're getting. It could be anything, right? So you need to evaluate what you need to, for yourself if you are going to be permanent employee in these organizations. And let's say I need a bit of salary extra, and if you go and say, "Boss, I need more," it won't work, right? So how you negotiate is important as well, right? So practice your pitch. Boss, I have done this. I have done the demonstrations, workshops, presentations, and contribute for the discussions. I have bring these ideas to the table, right? So I think I deserve a little bit more than what you're offering. right? So practice your speech before you go and go for the negotiations, right? So if not, if not, then what we have to do, we have to explore the other opportunities. So when you are exploring the other opportunities, you can leverage this internships experience you get, utilize your skill sets, the experience you had, you gain from the industry, that will enhance your job applications and the interviews. There will be things you can discuss on the interviews, right? They will be more happy to take you in than somebody who's didn't had internships, because they had to spend another 1 year to train them to become you, right? So again, you can do the networking for the opportunities. While you're doing something, you might reach out to your friends or the other mentors, or you can do the research on the sites I mentioned. Right? You can engage with the professional people. Then you can find out the job openings coming your way. I already done my internships. What kind of job I can find? Is there any new opportunities in your company? If you show off, if you have the skill set, then they will reach out to you. And so let's say we have done the internships, for example, as a software engineer or the front end engineer. But when it's come to the end of the internships, right? You feel like you get to know the what are the industry, what are the other job roles in this industry. You feel like I'm more suitable than the front end than the back end or the database engineering, right? Then when you finish your internships, if it is something you don't want to proceed in the future, but doing that you find something better than what you are doing now, so you want to proceed that path, then you need to do again, set up the goals. That goals are now changed because you find something better than you have already done. Set up the goals, follow that goals again, right? Then you will succeed because you know already done that this drill before. It won't take another year to be on that position. It may maybe take a month or the weeks, right? So you will be there. You know how to do and what to do, right? So these are the opportunities you will get and you will need to do to apply or get into the internships, and what the industry, what are the things you are looking for, right? How to find those informations. So this is a basic idea, right? But some might have different questions, some might know these things but they have different way of looking at the things, right? So what we can do, right? I think we are a little bit earlier than what we expected, but what we can do, we can open the time. There's like almost nearly 200 people. You can ask the questions. All right. We will go to the questions and answer sessions. All right. You can start typing your questions in the chat. Then I will start answering one by one as much as I can. All right.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Aruna, for that insightful and practical presentation. So we now have some time for the question and answers. So students, type your questions in the Zoom chat box and I'll read it out for you. Okay, Mr. Aruna, we have our first question for today. So I will read it out loud. So the first question is, how can we identify the right internship that aligns with our career goals?
Aruna, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, um, I'll give you a bit of example. Then you can understand. Right. I'll take myself. I start my job on 2006 as a web designer because I don't want to be a coding doing the codings. I like new colors, the shapes, output. I want to see the output, but I didn't had any idea how to become one. I don't know how they design the website. I don't know what are the tools. Right. So what I did, I had a friend who's working in the studio. I reached out to him. How do you change or the rest of the pictures? How what are the softwares you are using? He said, okay, I'm using the Photoshops. Can you teach me a little bit in the evening once you're back? Right. So to answer your questions, Pute, right? You know what the talents you have in yourself. What are the interests you have in yourself, right? Because you being interested in the IT industry, that's why you are here doing the IT related academic qualifications, right? So you have the general idea which path I need to go, right? Then what you can do with the you can research on the Google. What are the IT jobs we have in the industry, current industry? It will take some times, right? This is the research part because you don't know what you need to do. Then check what are the things you need to do each job role. What are the things you need to do as a front end engineer? What kind of tech stack they do? What kind of work they do? What is the outcome they will end of the day they will get? Is that I'll be happy to do whole my life, or the back end development, or the QA, the QE engineering? Read it one by one. You can read, then you will get the better answer. As I said, I want to be a web designer, but then I realize I have something else. I like designing, but it's not just designer. I am a UX designer, not just a UI designer. My career path changed when it's come to the 2010. I become a UX engineer, right? So that's how I figure it out. You can do the easy way is do a little bit deep research. What are the job roles you like? At least what are the areas you are going to focus on? Nowadays we have the, like lot of AI tools. Ask them what are the my passion is this, what kind of job I will be suitable for. That would be the easiest way. All right, I hope that is enough answer as that. Pute. Okay, there are
Yeah.
a few more questions.
Yes, thank you so much for that answer, Mr. Aruna. So the next question is from Tarindu Tisaranga. The question is, what skills apart from knowledge should I focus on developing during the internship to bring maximum value here and beyond?
um, so what skill apart from the knowledge? Pute, knowledge can gain anybody. While you are reading or listening or looking at it, you can gain the knowledge, right? But if you want to be exceptional in the industry, you need to find a smarter way to apply this knowledge. Let's say you want to be a developer. For my as myself, I was an Angular developer for a while, few years. I didn't want to be a developer, but one day I sit down with one of my colleagues, was looking at what they are doing. Then I can read, I can understand what they're doing. Oh, this is nice. This is easy. So I start practicing myself. Right? Knowledge is something you have as a tool. What you are crafting with that tool, up to you. How fast, how good, right? So apart from the knowledge, you need to have the passion for what you do, dedications, sometimes hard work required. And top of everything, doesn't matter if you do wonders, if you didn't show off, if you didn't show to the people, it's need to be seen. Then you will be hardworking individual back in the corner behind the monitor, because they don't know who did this, right? So you have the tool set on your hand, you have the skill set, do the nice craft and show it to the world. If you can have the better portfolio on your CV, it will take the your resume top of the others. All right. Let's go to the next one, Pute.
Yes, Mr. Aruna. So the next question is from Nasha Nasser. So the question is, how can we assess the trustworthiness of a company when applying for an internship?
Can you go again, Pute? Trustworthiness on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
company.
sure, Mr. Aruna. So the question is from Nasa Nasser. The question is, how can we assess the trustworthiness of a company when applying for an internship?
So trust, Pute, it's need to go both ways, right? So without the trust, you can't be survive anywhere, not even your home, right? You need to be have this trust. I am safe here. I can thrive here. This company will support me on every step of my way, right? So how do you find that trust, if they really do deliver this trust to you, and you can deliver the trust worthiness back to the company? Because this is the relationships need to work both ways, not just one way, right? Because as an industry, we do the internships, we pay the interns. Why? Because end of the day, the output what we are getting from the interns, it will be minimum to the industry. But why we are doing it? because we trust with this training at this time period you are spending in the company, you will become a better person when it's come to the industry as a full-time employee. All right. So there is a, as I mentioned, bit of gap between the academic and the industry. So we are trying to fill that gap. If not, before you pass out from the academy, if we don't fill that gap, we had to spend a lot of money and the time and the resource to train you to ready for the industry. It will take more than 1 year, maybe bit more than that. So while you are studying, if we can train you to be the next person, right, then we know you are doing better, then we have the trust you can do better. Within that trust you will get the permanent positions. Oh, the trust you have given to the company because of their reputation. If you applied for another company, they trust he has a better training from this company. We can trust he is a trustworthy person. He's coming from one of the best company as an interns. You don't get selected to the best companies. Not everybody. You need to have a certain set of skill sets, certain set of attitudes. Because you are in applying for interns, you don't know nothing. You just had a bit of academic experience, knowledge. It's like you are going to the science lab. What you have learned, you are doing the experiment, and that industry experts, they are the one who's providing that lab to play around, learn something, be expert, right? So as I said, the trust need to work both ways, right? You need to show off that trust with your tailor-made resume on the interviews. Based on that trust, you will get the internships. You need to show off that trustworthiness to the industry. Then you will get in return, you will get what you expected. All right, let's go to the next one, Pute.
Okay. So the next question is Mr. Arunav is from Lakindu. The question is, could you please share the QA stack used at the IFS apart from Playwright? I am working on customizing my skills to secure an internship at IFS.
Okay. All right. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this or not, so I will give you the general answer, right, to that. Um, okay. uh, Tech stack, maybe yes, I can. All right, but not more than that. But if you are trying to secure the internship with the IFS, all right, as I mentioned, there are some public information if you go to the IFS sites, right, and there are some tech stack we are using which is put it there because um, we have a bit of security reasons we don't expose everything outside of the world, and I'm not sure how much I can bring it out and say it in the public forum, right? So if you want to have a bit of knowledge, you can do the bit of research on the IFS website, LinkedIn page, and see what are the available tech stack because I can say what I'm working on, but I don't know how how much trouble I'm getting into. So I don't want to be in trouble. But Pute, there are public information available, right? So I'm sorry I couldn't say it more than this. I need to. I haven't checked with this with the team. or the anybody else. So I am going to give you the generic answer. Right? You can reach out to the IFS teams. There is a public email address. You can reach out to them. Maybe you can seek some information, or you can reach out to me personally. Right? We can have the personal conversations. Then I can give you a bit more than information I am giving you now. Right? The better you need do the research on the web, Pute, you will get a more answer than what I can give you now. All right. And next one, Pute.
Okay, thank you so much for answering that question to your level best, Mr. Aruna. So we have another question. Uh, so one student says, "Good evening, sir. Let's say we have requested a salary increment to get that the management has provided few matrix to meet for that. But even after I have met those, if still the company says we need more time to give that, what should we do in this scenario?"
Pute, all right. So everybody is, let's say, join the company. What's their focus is? When is my next increments coming in? When is the next promotion coming in? Or both? That's the focus. It's same for everybody in any industry, right? Sometimes the companies use the KPI tools, the measure, identify your performance improvements and those things, right? So sometimes not everybody all the time performing the way the company wanted. Sometimes they will give you the feedback, this is some areas you need to improve. Then they will improve you will improve yourself. It might take sometimes, it might not. But even though when it's done, why I'm not getting paid, right? So there are several factors on the management side, Putri, right? One is the budget allocation, right? For you it's a job, Putri, but for them it's a business, right? So if the business need to be have a certain point of the profit and sustainability, they need to have the certain amount of money. Giving the promotion for the one person don't do any harm, but if it happens once, then everybody will expect that. So the as a, from the management side, they can't do the favors. Right? We are in the budget, but if you are trying to give this, if you predict if one is getting this promotion and other will come and ask, let's say there are 5 people join in the company the same time, same positions, right? And you are doing everything and you are getting promoted earlier. But there are other people who's less talented than you. They wanted to have the same thing because we came in the same job, we came in the same time. Yeah, then all the 5 people will ask. The second thing, right? They believe I have the right skill set. I have developed what the company want from your understanding. But sometimes it's not exactly what they expected. Maybe you didn't understand properly what they're expecting as the outcome, right? But whatever the reasons, let's say you did exactly what they asked, but if they don't have the budget to expand the package, the increments you guys asking, right? If they give it, then company start losing the business, start losing the profit, start losing the that sustainability, right? That is a one factor. Even myself in my team, I can send everybody, okay, let's promote everybody for the next promotion cycle, but it will never happen. Why? Because my boss have a budget within the year. That's the budget. We have to do everything as a team. He can't exceed. He can't go and ask for more. The senior management will not allow. Right? So we allocated budget for these things, the promotions and the improvements, the training, right? So out of that, we need to have a little bit, just in case, to utilize it, right? So that could be one of the reasons, Pute. Even though you perform really well, done exactly what you ask, what they ask, still company doesn't have enough capacity or the capabilities to give you what you ask. Right? So when it's happening, company, the management can't come and say, "Look, we are losing the profit. We don't have enough money to give you this." Right? It's not just you. There are like another 10, 15 people asking for it, and we can't pay for everybody. They won't come and say it to you. Majority of the companies, right? So that will be one of the major factors, right? So in that case, in this scenario, what are you going to do? That's a good question. You might can reach out them in the different approach, or you can ask them straight. I ask for this, and you ask me to change this or improve my this side of the skill set, which is I have done on my very best. Is there any other things I need to improve, or anything missing, or anything changed from the last time we spoke until now? That could be one of the reasons. Requirement change time to time, right? So you can ask them simply, straight to the face, personal feedbacks, good or bad, or the mutual negative. You can get that feedback. Then you can get the better idea, right? Or you can be patient a little bit. Maybe they are um, trying to do more important things than this, so that's why they're asking you to wait for a little bit. You could have wait. Okay. Then you can ask, okay, I will wait. How long do I have to wait? Right. So in IFS, we know there's a two promotion cycle for years, right? So if they say, "Oh, you have to wait," then I know then it's going to be next promotion cycle. Waiting is not tomorrow. It's not next week. Then I know it's a next promotion cycle. I talk to my boss, ask what I need to do, improve myself, what I need to do to go to the next role. Can we have a discussion on that? Then I can set up my goals and work towards it. Yeah. And in this case is not going to work, nothing is happening or nothing is supporting you, then Pute, you need to make a decisions. Either will be more patient and staying with this company, or you are looking for going out and look for the better opportunity. It will be tricky because finding a job sometimes could be hard, right? So these are the best two answers I can give it to you now with the time frame, right? Since they are asking a bit more, a few more questions, right? Hopefully that should be enough. But as I said, if you have a little bit more information, right, you can do the research. Now there is like AI tools, a lot. Type the scenario. What could be the reason? They will then you will get some answers. Try to compare what are the answers with the current company behaviors, the management behaviors. Then you might get at least close enough answer. That could be the reason. That's a little bit smart way to how you do it. But sometimes the reasons could be totally different than what we are seeing. Better way is go and ask. All right, let's go to the next question, Pute.
Okay, really appreciate your answer, Mr. Aruna. So we have another question from Shenali Pereira. So the question is, Sir, you mentioned that there are mock interview questions. Does IFS have template questions?
It doesn't need to be IFS at all, Pute. Let's say if it is the software engineering jobs, let's say um, I want to be a Python developer or the React developer or the Angular developer or Node developer. Doesn't matter. Developer is developer. There are majority of the questions will be generic for the developers. Even for the IFS, we ask the generic questions. Then we'll ask the tech stack or the what the technology we are going to use. This is an example for the software engineer developer. So if we want to work with the node, then we will ask some questions specific to that node or the Java. Doesn't matter. Right? There will be generic questions each and every company asks. It's like tell us about yourself. Why do you want to apply these positions? Why do you think you will be suitable for this? And what have you done on the internships or the university projects? And why did you pick that topic? And how do you come up with a solution? Better things is Pute, when you're applying for internships, this is only for the internships, this part. If you're applying for internships, you have done 4 5 projects, right? You can add to the CV, or you can add the best 2 or 3 projects which you feel you have done better work than the other two. You don't need to add everything. Adding the long CV doesn't impress the interviewer. But whatever the project you have added to your CV, you need to know A to Z about that project, because some interviewers ask A to Z about this project because that's an experience you had related to this job title. That's the only the part you have experience doing the coding, work with the tech stack. So they want to know, they will ask the question whether you have the passion to be in this industry or you are just trying to get the internship and get it over with now. Right? So make sure you know A to Z everything. That's why I said tailor-made application. Then you know everything about what you in your CV. Sometimes the student comes in for the interviews, they don't know what they put it in the CV, the resume. What are the projects? It's a group project. Doesn't matter if it is a group project. You need to have the domain knowledge. You can say, yeah, this is a group project. I have done this part. But if they ask the other questions related to the domain, then you will be able to answer. Then you will be an active participator for that group project. Make yourself ready and know by heart. This is called by heart about your CV. Don't add too much rubbish. When you're passing out from the university, you can't have like 20 tech stack on your CV. No. Majority of the university teach one of the backend tech stack technology. There are 1 or 2 in the front end. That's all you do. And when I see the CV, there's like 20. I didn't even know. I don't know. I have the experience with the Angular, React, UI, UX. Those are my expertise. I don't have much more than that. That whatever you know, be expert. You know it very well. That's put you on the top spot. Make the custom made, tailor made application for the each job positions. You read and understand the JD properly before you create the CV, before you create the covering letter. We don't have the generic questions. It's IFS specific questions, Pute. These are common to the every industry. There are generic questions you can Google and look. So that's how you will get top of the game. You know the what kind of question they will ask. Make sure your answers will be ready with your CV to base on that questions. All right. Next one, Pute.
Okay, so we have another interesting question from Tarindu Tisaranga. He says, "Greetings again, sir. If you could go back to your first day here at IFS, what advice would you give to yourself?"
If I if I go back to the first day at IFS, what the advice I'll give to myself? All right. The answer is very simple, Pute. I've made the best decision in my life. Right. So I've been in the industry almost nearly 20 years now. I've been in the lot of different countries, lot of different cultures, lot of different peoples, right? And even the some of the Sri Lankan company. But by far, this is the best company I work, and I'm really happy that from the day one, now almost 1.5 years, I'm working here day in day out. Every day I wake up happy I'm doing this job because it's not just the salary or just the reputation or the other benefits. It's everything about IFS. If you get into the one day, at least as the industry experience, right, or the internships, you will understand. Talk to the people around the industry. Ask why the IFS this famous? Why is the best company? Then you will get the answer as the same answer as mine. This is the best work-life balance company you can ask for. So I won't change nothing because I'm feeling same feeling from the day one to until today. Thank you, Pute, for the nice question. Let's go to the next one.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us, Mr. Aruna. So we have another question from Nasha Nasser. So the question is, for a recent graduate in IT, which is more beneficial for long-term career growth, starting with an entry-level job or pursuing an internship?
um, Pute, in entry level job is okay, right? But when you join as an entry level job, they expect you to work as the other employees. While you're working, you need to learn it. But if you're going for internships, then you can focus on more about the learning than the working. You get the support and the experience. Everybody knows you are here to complete your internships, which is get the industrial experience. If you're going for even the primary level of the job, they don't expect to you get the experience and then come back and we pay you the money now. They expect the same amount of the work, and it will increase day to day, weekly by weekly. You don't have that much opportunity or the time to spend to learn how to be how I'm doing this work as a smart way. right? What are the industrial experts do? Because you can't focus learning because you have to do the work because you are doing the job. You're getting paid. You're getting paid a little bit more than the interns as an entry level job, but it will reduce the time you have to learn something new, right? You have to work twice hard to learn and do the work. I believe doing the internship is better. You get a lot of opportunities, networking, and meet the industrial expertise. You might, if you're doing the entry level job, you might stuck in the one team. You don't get the exposure to the other industrial experts because you don't have time because you need to learn and do the work. But if you're doing the internships, you get the experience with the talk to the different teams, different expertise while you're working, and you can grow yourself faster than you are working with the entry level job. So my preferences is Pute, keep that entry level job for a 6 month, do the at least 6 month internships, then come to that job. Then at least you won't be entry level within the 6 months. If but if you continue with the entry level job, you can't get promoted within the 6 months. At least it will take a year or the two. So you, Putala, you are smart, right? That's why you are in the university. That's why you are in the higher studies, right? So uh, step back a little bit. Don't rush for the jobs because of the salary or the money or the other benefits. Take a step back. Think, if I'm going to do this job, will I be success in next 3 years or the 5 years or the 10 years? That is the question you need to ask, because someday you're going to find a job. But if you go out with the internships, you have the better opportunity, better chances to go for the higher salary, higher package, the better companies. Then you are trying to stable and do the primary jobs. Hope you that answer is enough, Pute. All right, let's go to the next one. There are a few more questions.
Yes, Mr. Aruna. So the next question is, sir, what are the qualifications do we need to have to go for a business analyst internship, and which type of interview questions would we face?
All right. So BA, now it's like, um, in at IFS we don't call BA, we call product managers, right? What's the BA do? You need to understand that. So the BA job title hold person need to have the idea about the business, and he need to have the idea about the technology as well. So he's the translator from stakeholder to developer, because the stakeholder have the business idea. He can say these are my ideas, but developer, they don't. It's gibberish for them. They don't understand. So the BA people are the translators, taking the business requirement, convert it to the logical part, to the developer language, right? So they go to the clients and get the requirements. They come back and create the technical documentation for the developers, right? Being a product manager or the BA, not easy with it. You get the cool stuff like traveling and meeting the clients and coming back and going here and there. Yes, but it will be more challenging because you need to understand the customer or the stakeholder or the client properly. Then you need to translate exactly what they want to the developer. It's like you are learning from the single line and translating into the English, right? So you might miss in some way here and there in that translate. You, the developer might understand differently. So then the output will be a bit different than customer expected. Then there's a going back and forth changing bugs. Right? So to answer your question, Pudhi, this is the job role, right? So there will be a tricky questions when it's come to the BA role. You need to be good at the documentation. You need to be good at the technical. You need to be best on the both worlds, right? I am really bad with the documentation part, apart from the technical documentation, but not because you need to provide the documents to the customer as well as the developer, right? So the question will ask in the interview based on those scenarios. If the stakeholder required this, how you going to explain to the developer? What kind of document you will create? How do you explain to the something to the developer from the business perspective? Have to achieve that client requirement from the developer. So these are the basic questions, but this will be go and go based on the experience and the company and the interviewer. But this will be a bit of challenging thing. It's a good job, so you need to be best of the both worlds, and you have the best experience from the both world. You don't need to do the coding, but the another one thing, Pute, on the BA, this is very important because I had a bad experience with this, right? So BA go to the client and a stakeholder and says, okay, client says, I want this in my application. They said, yes, we can do that because he didn't have the technical knowledge or the technical feasibility whether these developers can do this. So he made the promise to the stakeholder, yeah, we can deliver it. When they come back and explain to developer, there's a no way or then not with this tech stack we can deliver what he promised to the client. So you can't be just good at with the documentation. You need to have the right skill on the technology, tech stack, technical feasibility. This is something we can do. You can give the answer straight to the stakeholder. Yeah, this is something. Maybe this exactly not this, but a little bit change. Then you can negotiate with the stakeholder instead of going back to the developer and ask whether this is something possible or going back to the customer. So you need to have the better knowledge on the both world, right? So the questions will be based on those scenarios, Pute. Hopefully you get the answer what you are looking for, and you can always do the bit of research on the as well, so you'll get the better close-up answers as well. All right, let's go to the next one, Puti. There's like another 12 messages. Hopefully it's questions.
Okay, so thank you so much for that descriptive answer, Mr. Aruna. So before moving on to the next question, we have a really nice compliment from Tarindu Tisaranga. So I will read it out for you. A heartfelt thank you to the IFS, IEEE Sri Lanka's chapter, and the Open University, especially Suresha Madam, moderator Diruksha Madam, Varuni Madam, and the dedicated organizing committee for arranging this webinar, leveraging internships to launch your career in IT workshop series. Your effort in creating such an insightful and impactful series is truly remarkable. Thank you very much for that compliment, Tarindo. So let's move on to the next question. The question is directed by Chatumi Devmini. When it comes to internships, other than the technical aspects, how would you decide the candidate would be a great fit in terms of personality?
And that's a that's a very tricky question, Puti. Right, it is like this, right? So you are writing one of the things, Puti, these days what I'm facing. So majority of your applications, Putala, AI generated one, right? I really don't like to see the AI generated ones. For example, why I'm saying this, right? You are mentioning I have done this project because of that I have improved 30% of output or the sales. How do you measure that 30%? You just passed out from the university. How do you think that 30% counter, 30 percentage up or down? Would they reduce the time, development time? How do you calculate that time? Because majority of the AI generated CVs give you that percentage, and there are set of words, right? So the first thing what I do, I reject that CV. Why? They don't want to put the little bit effort to create their CV. That is your the representation. We don't know you. We are reading that CV to understand you. If it is the AI generated, we are looking at the something AI generated, not you, Putala. So put some effort, put some sweat. You have done 4 years work. When you're creating, why can't you spend another 20, 30 minutes to do that? Majority of the CVs get rejected because they are just lazy to create by themselves, making the AI to do the hard work. AI here to help us put a yes, but not representing you. That's the biggest mistake you can do to yourself. Because of that, you might miss the biggest opportunity you can get. You could be at the very talented, skill, but because of you being lazy on that particular time, you might miss it for the life. All right. So apart from this, right, for me, this is my personal experience. I'll never go for the batch top or the first class. I don't care. Right. Education is a one part. In the education sector, they will expand your brain thinking pattern a little bit. But when it's come to the industry, that's totally different. Expansion is okay, but that's not enough to survive in the industry. Right. So for myself, academic qualification is okay, right? Because you all are talented students. That's why from the A levels, you come to the university because you have the passion, urge to learn more, grow more, be more. Then you have that rightful talent, right? So apart from that qualification, even though you have the first class or what, yes, fine. But I will look for the other activities. Are they only good with the education? No, they are top in the education on the university, but when it's come to the industry, they are not top of their game. So I will look for the other activities, curriculum activities, extra activities, sports, the club memberships, participations, those things on according to my list get the bonus. Of course, the third one is attitude. Putala, you just passing out from the university, you don't have the skills. You have bit of knowledge about the tech stack or the whatever the industries you're going to be, but you are adding 20 tech stack on the CV. You really don't know any. You have like 5% of the knowledge. Nah, we are not looking for the tech stack. How many language on your CV? It doesn't give you the bonus. No, it's give you like a little bit plus point, but it's not a bonus. But if you have the right skill set, mm, yeah, that's fine. But if you have the right attitude, that is the real gem. We can't teach you attitudes, Pute, in the industry. We can't teach you the skills, any skills you want, not the attitude. Doesn't matter how much we try to teach you, Putala. If you don't have the attitude to learn and grow, it's pointless. So apart from those things, attitude is matters most. And you need to be active, engaging, thriving. This is something I need to do. I need to work hard. You need to have the passion. Those are the things apart from the education what we're looking for. Hopefully that should be enough, Pute. We'll move on to the next one since we are almost close to the time.
Yeah, thank you so much for that answer, Mr. Aruna. So we have a small request from Shatumi Devmini. She is asking, also we are doing a final research based on recruitment process. Would you
Mm.
please give us your contact details, sir?
um, Pute, um, to be honest, there are a lot of requests I have getting, right? You can reach out to me via LinkedIn or any other media, but personally I'm not giving my personal contact details because sometimes I didn't had to have time to sleep. So I'm sorry, Putala, but you can reach out to me over the LinkedIn, right? I will try to help you on that, but I'm not sharing my personal number. Don't get angry. That's because uh, once I did and I suffered like long time for that. So you can reach out to me, and I always reply to all the messages. Never missed one, right? So anytime you can reach out to me. Whenever I have the free time, I will reply to you, Putala. I'm sorry about this, Pute. Okay, all right. Let's
Okay,
go to
no
the next
worries,
one.
Miss. Yeah, no worries, Mr. Aruna. So we have another question from Raj Saran. He says, "Good evening, sir. I am interested in cybersecurity. How
Mhm.
does IFS handle the cybersecurity field? What are the skills IFS expect from an cybersecurity intern?"
Pute, I think I answered these questions like 5 minutes ago on the different context. All right. So you, Putala, you are coming as interns. We don't expect any skills from you, Putala. Right? If you know a little bit about the cyber security, that would be a bonus, the plus point. But we don't expect anything. We are looking for the right attitude people who's willing to thrive, learn. It doesn't matter it's a cybersecurity or the DB manager or the AIML engineer or the BA QA. No, right? You are doing the same degree as everybody else, Puti, right? So you are learning the same thing from like any other people on the university. What is the difference in your CV is the skills, the other activities you have done. It could be different from the one person to another, and your attitude, how you show, how you thrive, how you behave, how you network, how far you are willing to go to learn and grow. Those are the things we are looking for. Not specific, but if you had a bit of experience, that would be plus, right? But we are not specific to that because you haven't been on the industry. This is the first time you are stepping into the industry. The first step, if you ask for the experience, no, it won't work. But you can do the Google research, Pute. What are the trending cybersecurity techniques, the frameworks, things happening around us, right? Make sure you are familiar with at least the words. Okay, I have heard the word, I haven't worked with it, but I know what it does. That how you can answer the questions on the interboard. Okay, Pute? So it's not the job role specific, but you do the research. As I said, doing the research and set your goals. This is what I need to do. Have the passion. Make sure you are ready before you come to the interview. right? It doesn't need to be technical, nah. But make sure, as I said, whatever the projects you have done, you know A to Z about this project when you put into the CV, because sometimes people ask in details about these projects you have done. That's the only work, real work you have done so far, right? All right, Pute. Hope that everybody get something related to that questions. You get the ideas, right? So let's move on to the next one since we have like 15 minutes, Putala.
Yes, Mr. Aruna. So before moving on to the next question, so we have another comment from Tarindu. I will read that as well. So he says, we are truly grateful to you, Mr. Aruna Nagavatta, for conducting very insightful, interesting, and inspiring session. We always look for. Thank you so much for that comment, Tarindu. So moving on to the next question from Shenali Pereira. She asked, Sir, I want to clarify this. If someone works as a permanent employee as a software developer in a company, and then can we move into another role like BA or PM, QA, or a designer if we feel more confident or more comfortable in another area like them?
Of course. Um, that's one of the best thing at IFS, Putala. That's why I won't be here. All right. So I had some team members. Even he's one. Currently, I have a he's senior software engineer. I'm planning to promote him to the lead software engineer in the next cycle. He's that good. But he said, last time we had a discussion, I would like to change my career to the project management. I said, of course, because we don't want to keep them somebody who has the passion for something else because of the sake of the job. We don't want to keep in another place. If the passion is lies somewhere else, if they have the vacancies in the maybe in another team, he can apply for it. He can go for it. While he's going to that position, what we do, we will support him. We will guide him. These are things you need to improve. The skill set you need to grow. The mindset you need to change. This is the direction. This is the path you need to take. These are the exams, courses you need to follow up. These are the tutorials. At IFS, we do that. But other companies, sometimes they support this, but sometimes they don't. Maybe because they don't have the opportunities or the vacancies, right? Um, so it's based or depends on the company, Pute. But since IFS have a lot of opportunities, at IFS, we will support any decisions you make. Sometimes you said, come to me and say, "Uh, I don't feel like working on this project. Can I get the different projects?" If you're unhappy or uncomfortable, you can't be best, Pute. And if you're trying to keep them in the same project, then we both are failing. So what we need to do? Yes, let me find something suitable for you. It's maybe in my team or it may be in the different team. You can work with that project. That's how we treat at IFS. All right, Pute, let's go to the next one.
Okay, so up to now we have only two more questions. So the question before the last is from Musharraf. The question is, I am a graphic designer with a strong passion for design. I'm
Mhm.
looking to grow and build a successful career in the IT industry. How can I enhance my skills and advance in this particular field?
So on the graphic designing side, Pute, there are few jobs. If you're really good at the designing, and if you're really good have the good artistic eye, right? You can be some company offer like just a graphic designer or the designer, right? You can work as the art and craft studio, digital art and crafts, right? Sometimes, uh, for example, as I mentioned, I started as a graphic designer and it become designer because I learned from the person who work in the studio. He know only how to do the graphics. Then I realized this is much more than I needed, right? But this is more. But my real passion is not just this. I have bit more. I need to learn. Then I start doing the web development course. Right? So whatever the passion Pute you have, I'll give you a quick example, Putala. I started the graphic design 2004. Started web designing 2006 after the university. Back on those days, that is the minimum paid job. Sometimes developers they don't even know we are existed back on those days. Pute. But my passion never changed. I never gave up. So after almost 20 years later, I am one of the top 5 people in Sri Lanka who's expert on my industry. So my advice to you, Pute, whatever things you have the passion, don't give up. Trying to find the creative way to make yourself visible to the world. That's how you make your mark. This is called personal branding. Use the media you have. If you're really good at the designing, do some design, post, share, ask for the feedback. Should I do next? Grow your crowd, make your brand. Then you will be success. Even the companies reach out to you, ask them, come and work with us. We see your talent, we see in your passion. Personal branding is matter most. To be at that top of the game, I give you all the tools and the guidelines previous sessions you need to do. Doesn't matter it's a graphic designer, web designer, UX designer, regardless. Hopefully that answer is enough for you, Butte. We
Yes,
have
thank
like
you so
few minutes. Yes.
yes, thank you so much for that answer, Mr. Aruna. So we have another comment. So the comment is a heartfelt thank you to the IFS, IEEE Sri Lanka's chapter and the Open University of Sri Lanka for conducting this workshop. The sessions have been incredibly informative and inspiring, providing valuable insights and giving us the knowledge and confidence to shape our IT career path. Thank you so much for organizing such an inspiring workshop series. Thank you so much for that comment. So, with that, let's move on to the last question of our session. So, it is a type of a concern question, Mr. Aruna, directed by Subban. So, the question is, Sir, I am from Batiklo and there is no IT industry here. My goal is to move to Colombo and start a career in IT. But I am concerned about my expenses such as rent, food, and transportation. If I join as an intern, will I be able to earn enough to cover these costs?
Um, it's not just you, Pute. There are a lot of talented students out of Colombo, out of the IT industrial areas, right? Everybody have the same questions. Sometimes, Pute, based on the company you are applying for internships, it might be enough. To be honest, sometimes it's not, right? But because of the expenses, if you couldn't manage that maybe 6 months, 1 year, right? Then you have to start from the very bottom of that your career title. You don't get the boost the other people getting from the internships. You have to spend a little bit higher salary than the internships the another year, which might not also enough to survive. But somehow, Bhute, if you can manage that internship time period, definitely when you are passing out, that will be a huge boost. Then it will be huge support for you, right? So, oh, there are another ways. There are hybrid opportunities. Even in the internships, you can do hybrid or the remote, and they do paid even the little bit, but that should be enough because you are staying at home. You just need the better internet connection. That's all you need. They will provide the hardware for you, right? If you have the little bit difficulties on the financially, come and survive in the Colombo or the IT industrial area, right? But you can next best thing you can do, Pute, try to find the either hybrid internships or the remote one, right? That's the best you can do, Pute. Or somehow you try to get the help from your friends, then you might be able to complete that within the Colombo. Then that will boost your career. All right. Hopefully that will give you the enough answers. Thank you, Pute.
Yes. So that was the last question for the session today, Mr. Aruna. So thank you so much for answering all those questions forwarded by our students. So before winding up this session, I would like to request from you, Mr. Aruna, to stop the screen sharing because we have something to share with you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so
All right.
much. Yeah. So, as we come to the end of the session today, and indeed the conclusion of our sixth session Industry Readiness Workshop series, I would like to express a heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Aruna Nagahavatta for his valuable time, practical advice, and inspiring words that will surely help many of our participants make the most of their internship opportunities. So, we would like to present this token of appreciation to you, Mr. Aruna, as a gesture of our gratitude.
Thank you
So,
very much.
yeah, you're welcome, Mr. Aruna. So, this series would have never been possible without the generous contribution of our remarkable speakers over the past few weeks. So, let's take a moment to recognize and thank them all. So, starting with our very first session, what the industry looks for in fresh graduates, conducted by Ms. Shashi Prabha Dangala. The second session, crafting a professional CV and LinkedIn profile by Ms. Chanuka Gunawardena. The session conducted by Ms. Nisansala Dabarera as well as Mr. Romario Joseph, titled with Exploring Diverse Career Pathways in IT. The fourth session, which is on Mastering the Interview Process, conducted by Ms. Oshadi Kaumada. The fifth one, Navigating Personal Growth in the IT Industry, conducted by Ms. Vyomi Ranasinghe. And last but not the least, the session on Leveraging Internships to Launch Your IT Career, conducted by Mr. Aruna Nahagavath. So, your willingness to share knowledge, guidance, and encouragement has left a lasting impact on our students and as aspiring professionals. So there are many more people we should express our gratitude to. A special thanks goes to the IFS for their continuous support in helping the development of our students. And we are also deeply grateful to Chamiti Gamage, Chamika Bandara, Oshadi Kaumada, and Ms. Chanuka Gunawardena for their dedication, coordination, and hard work in making this entire series a reality. So, on behalf of slash section E3 Computer Science and the IEEE Computer Society Sri Lanka's chapter, I sincerely thank all the participants for joining us from various universities across the country not only today but throughout the entire series. So I wish all of you the very best as you take your next steps into the IT industry. Keep learning and remember the journey is just the beginning. Thank you everyone and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aruna.
All right. You're welcome.